Just look at this place, it's a complete shithole. I'm disadvantaged with the amount of stuff that blows from under the door and through the gaps and everywhere else in this lockup. But it's my fault where I don't really put things away and then I start to lose stuff. So, with the amount of plans I've got on the go and the amount of things I want to change and make happen, I have to sort this place out. For a very long time I've found myself thinking I should hang on to this. Bits of metal, bits of tube, empty bottles, any kind of container that I can put things in, all with this idea of organising things, and every time knowing I've got just the thing for this, which I believe are the habits of a hoarder, because I justify every single thing. But now I've come to the conclusion I've got to let some of that go and put my t-shirts on. And there we have it, a bin liner full of rubbish. But by condensing some of the things that I have, and because I've got an awful lot of stuff that I don't really want to get rid of, but I probably will never use, just put them somewhere else. Just put them somewhere else. I've always done this thing where you dedicate a box or an area for stuff to sort out later. That's fine if the rest of it is working because of it, and it sort of is now, because I have condensed 4 shelves and now I have this area clear and this area clear as well. The floor half swept and lots more to do tomorrow, which obviously, like today, I'm not going to bother videoing, I'll just show it you afterwards. Now look over here. If we look in this cup here, we can see a doggy treat. This particular doggy treat is 12 years old, and I've kept it because I never got around to giving it to my old dog, and I can't throw it away, and I can't eat it myself because I don't want it, and I don't want to give it to Wilma. It's probably perfectly okay. This was for my dog, and so I'm going to keep it there. For this section of the video, I decided to do a voiceover of me driving the car at the time, which I know is confusing and I shouldn't have done it. Could be worse. It could be the same voiceover whilst playing the video backwards. That wouldn't be helpful at all, and I'm sorry for even thinking of such a stupid thing. Looking forward to tomorrow, to continuing this, because what I need is my lockup to be somewhere where I can find the tools I need. So I've done an awful lot of finding missing sockets and spanners and screwdrivers and stuff like that, and I've succeeded quite well. Just the usual 10mm socket I couldn't find, but there we go. Where did I find it? On the dashboard. You may well find the sight of a hairy man eating a tin of sardines a little off-putting, and to be honest, I can't get used to the taste of them, so I thought I'd talk over the top of it. I have now pretty much completed what I need to do in my lockup, ready to start doing these jobs properly. The whole area is now swept and vacuumed in the crevices of shit and leaves. There weren't any real shit, just stuff I don't want knocking about. The important thing is having a clear bench. I say clear, I mean I haven't actually vacuumed this one, but I have this one. Now, everywhere feels great. It feels not homely, but just much bigger. Clear spaces are important. They're important for work, and they're important for putting things down temporarily. And I have always lapsed into this thing of putting things down and forgetting where I've put them down. And that's why it's become really important for me to just have specific places for specific things. That makes sense. I'm sure it's what everybody else does. I've always been a bit afraid of OCD, like it's something you can catch. I think I fight against such a thing because of my chaotic mind. My chaotic mind allows me to think of things that wouldn't otherwise happen. But in actual fact, by having certain things organised means I can probably let the chaos go into a rather even more chaotic direction, if that makes sense. I start thinking about how I could spend like segments of time every day doing specific things. So, you know, in order to get lots and lots of things done rather than just bits here and there. And I've always had this issue of waiting. If I'm waiting for somebody to turn up, I find it very, very difficult to get on and do anything. And I need to fix that. And this is quite possibly the way. So I have a box just for the alien magic stuff. I have my Halford's toolkit there, which will remain there, and now all the pieces have been found. This shelf here is about to be sorted out just for welding paraphernalia, just like this shelf is just for paint. Paint being one of those things where I feel the compulsion to write a list of exactly what I have, to undo the need to keep rifling through the whole lot to see exactly what I have when I need something. I don't like to give everything away, but within the next couple of days, I will most likely be getting something that will actually transform my shite welding skills into something that will work. And thank you for all of the people giving me the advice on welding, because I needed it, to be honest, because I kept on just trying. I kept on going up the wrong path, hoping that eventually I would find the fruits of my labour somewhere where it is never going to be. And in this grey box there is something rather interesting. And this here, I actually forgot I had this. I had this given to me. It's a torque wrench, a brand new torque wrench, left in a box over there with a bunch of other things I haven't got around to using yet. After all these organising thingies, I still haven't got around to actually putting some screen wash in the car, which means that even though I washed it only 2 days ago, it only needs to rain a little bit and suddenly you can't see where you're going. Also, I would quite like to apologise for not being very good at replying to comments recently. Normally I post a video and I hang around waiting for comments so I can say, yes, thank you, etc. and thanks, etc. even further. But this time I've just not really been there and I feel bad about it. But next week, hooray! School holidays! I can't wait. I've got 2 whole weeks of being able to go to work for a decent amount of time. I'm excited. Amongst all of the to sort out boxes, I have one called Empty Vessels. Vessels of Emptiness. A box where just empty vessels are kept. That's a good idea. I should stick with that. But also a box labelled Stuff to Sort Out. No rush. And there certainly hasn't been. There's been over 6 years now of bunging nuts and bolts and bits of clips into one box. And now I have this idea that I could empty it out completely and order the whole lot into separate little containers. Not the jars for spices or herbs. Perfectly big enough. And then label on the top exactly what's in there. Bunged into another box which can be seen from the top. Is that going too far? I don't think it is. And with that, I'd like to thank you once again for your patience and your dedication to these videos, if indeed that's what you have and that's why you're here. And thank you if you've never been here before, but you found yourself watching it. Thanks for subscribing, being a channel member, commenting, watching to the end, pressing that like button rather than the dislike. There's no need for pressing dislike. Who needs to do that? You can never feel good about yourself for deliberately pressing dislike even though you've not watched the video. So until next time, where something very big's about to happen, I'd like to say bye-bye.